Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're tearing open the garage doors, not just for a pit stop, but for a full throttle exploration of a film that truly redefined its franchise. We're diving deep into Furious 7, the seventh installment in the Fast and Furious saga, which premiered in 2015, and, well, it roared its way into cinematic history.
It really did. It's an extraordinary piece of filmmaking, wouldn't you agree? On the surface, it delivers everything fans expect. Mind-bending action sequences, cars doing impossible things.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Gravity-defying feats.
Exactly, and explosive confrontations. But what makes Furious 7 stand apart, what makes it sort of a unique beast, is the unexpected emotional depth woven into its fabric.
That's the key, isn't it?
And this depth was profoundly shaped by real-world events, elevating it beyond just a simple action blockbuster into something far more resonant and poignant.
Absolutely. Our mission today is to peel back the layers on this global phenomenon. We want to extract the core insights, maybe unearth some surprising facts about its ambitious production.
For sure.
And truly understand the human story that connected so deeply with audiences around the world. This isn't just about the chrome and the horsepower. It's about the heart and soul that propelled it, both on and off screen.
Precisely. Let's start with an initial snapshot, maybe some basic data. Furious 7 hit theaters in 2015, PG-13 rating.
Right.
And a theatrical runtime of 2 hours and 17 minutes, though there's an extended cut that pushes it to 140 minutes.
Just a bit longer.
And the creative forces behind it were particularly intriguing. Directed by James Wan.
Which raised a few eyebrows at the time, didn't it?
It really did. Given his background, I mean, he was the horror guy. Saw, Insidious, The Conjuring.
Yeah, master of suspense and scares, and suddenly he's directing this.
What a pivot. It was a risky choice by Universal, you have to admit, but ultimately an inspired one.
And the script? That had familiar hands. Chris Morgan, who'd been writing for the franchise for a while by then.
Yeah, since Tokyo Drift. He really became the architect of that larger narrative. He was joined by Gary Scott Thompson, too, who worked on the very first film.
So you had this blend, a fresh, visionary director bringing his unique style. But with writers who really understood the franchise's DNA, it created this fascinating mix.
That blend is absolutely key to its success. Now, the core plot of Furious 7, it pivots on Jason Statham's character, Deckard Shaw.
A fantastic addition.
He enters the scene seeking brutal revenge against Dominic Toretto and his crew.
Because Deckard is the elder brother of Owen Shaw.
Right, the villain from Fast 6 who Dom's team left in a coma. So this vendetta is immediate. It's highly personal.
And it just plunges Dom and his family into a new, incredibly high-stakes mission. They're facing not just a criminal mastermind, but this relentless personal hunter.
And it's not just about stopping Shaw, is it? The stakes immediately get amplified.
Yeah, they get tangled up with this shadowy, covert ops leader, Mr. Nobody.
Played brilliantly by Kurt Russell. Such great casting.
Perfect. And he offers Dom this deal, basically a Faustian bargain.
Help him retrieve this powerful surveillance program, the God's Eye.
Which sounds terrifying.
Oh, it is. And rescue its creator, Ramsey, from a dangerous terrorist, Moja Kande.
And in return?
Mr. Nobody promises to help Dom neutralize Deckard Shaw. It's classic enemy of my enemy, but with global implications.
This is really where this series evolves beyond its street racing roots. You feel it right away.
Totally. The stakes aren't just about stolen goods or winning races anymore. They're profoundly personal, yes, but also global.
It's about protecting family from these huge, almost omnipresent threats. And it connects back to that core theme.
Family. Always family.
But it also reflects the real bonds the cast shared off-screen, which became so important later.
That sense of unity, it really transcends the script. And think about it. This forces Dom's crew, who usually operate on their own code.
Loyalty, street justice.
Right. Now they have to align with this government agency, this Mr. Nobody, who operates on a whole different ethical level, maybe more ambiguous.
That tension is fascinating. It's not just in the action, but in their choices.
That pragmatic choice really defines a new era for the franchise, doesn't it? It's no longer just about their chosen family, but these alliances of necessity.
Okay, let's unpack this further. Let's rev the engine on the plot itself. How do these personal and global stakes actually play out?
So, after Fast 6, they defeat Owen Shaw, they get their pardons.
A clean slate, supposedly.
Right. They're trying to adjust to normal lives back in the U.S. Dom is settling down with Letty.
But it's fragile. Letty's still dealing with her amnesia, right, trying to piece together their past.
Exactly. Those fragmented memories, their love, their wedding, it adds this layer of vulnerability beneath the surface.
And then you have Brian O'Connor, Paul Walker's character, he's grappling with his own stuff.
Adapting to domestic life. He's a father now, another kid on the way with Mia. It's a big shift from the adrenaline life.
Yeah, there's that subtle internal conflict. He loves his family, obviously, but there's that pull.
The longing for the thrill. The film touches on it really well. Him wrestling with the minivan.
After a lifetime of high-speed chases, he's in a different gear, literally and figuratively. It makes his journey here even more poignant.
But that fragile new normal, it gets completely shattered.
By Deckard Shaw. Jason Statham just arrives.
And immediately establishes himself as this incredibly formidable antagonist, unlike anyone they've faced before.
That introduction scene in the hospital, visiting his comatose brother.
Chilling. Vowing vengeance right there. It sets the tone. He's not flashy. He's surgical, determined, a ghost.
The moment he puts that gun on Owen's chest and whispers, you know, Dom's crew is in for a world of hurt. This threat is deeply personal.
And he demonstrates his efficiency almost immediately. No grandstanding. He dats the DSS office in L.A.
Takes down a whole team, injures Hobbs badly. Dwayne Johnson's character.
It's a calculated move to draw Dom out.
Yeah.
And then the letter bomb.
Right to the Toretto house.
Yeah.
Devastating.
And we learn he's the one who killed Han in Tokyo. That direct tie-in to Tokyo Drift's post-credit scene.
It just hits hard, puts Dom on this path of grief, vengeance, retribution. Shaw isn't just an enemy, he's attacking the family itself.
Which leads Dom to visit Hobbs in the hospital. He learns about Shaw's background, this black ops assassin history.
And then comes Mr. Nobody, Kurt Russell stepping out of the shadows.
Almost mysteriously. With this offer, Dom really can't refuse. It forces a choice.
And that proposition, it's fascinating, the Faustian bargain you mentioned.
Exactly. Help me get the God's Eye program, this terrifyingly powerful surveillance tool.
Capable of tracking anyone, anywhere.
Using any digital network. Unprecedented reach. And rescue its creator, Ramsey.
From the terrorist Mose Jakande.
And in return, Mr. Nobody gives Dom the means to stop Shaw. It forces Dom to align with this ambiguous figure, all to protect his family.
And you, as the listener, you can just see the shift from street racing and local heists
to global espionage thriller.
The stakes are exponentially higher. The scope is huge. It makes you think about those alliances of convenience, right?
Absolutely. Sometimes they become unavoidable when the threat is overwhelming and personal, but also global. It's a moral tightrope for characters who are usually anti-establishment.
It's a pragmatic choice born out of desperation. The enemy of my enemy becomes a temporary, essential ally.
And this shift enables some of the franchise's most ambitious, most visually stunning global missions.
Oh, yeah.
The spectacle is tied directly to the threat.
Like that insane airdrop mission over the Caucasus Mountains in Azerbaijan.
Oh, yeah. Literally driving modified cars out of a C-130 Hercules plane.
Parachuting down to ambush Jakandi's convoy. It's just pure cinematic audacity.
Defies belief, defies gravity, but somehow they make you buy it. The scale tells you right away, this film is on another level.
And then, bam, they jump across the globe, Abu Dhabi.
Showcasing that new reach. The heist at the Etihad Towers.
Visually stunning, stealing the God's Eye chip from a billionaire's penthouse.
Where it's hidden inside that ridiculously rare $3.4 million Leica Hypersport.
That scene combines high-stakes tension with just pure opulence. It really shows the evolution from gritty street races to these elaborate, almost Bond-esque operations.
Driving a supercar through skyscrapers, I mean, that image is seared into your brain.
But of course, things go sideways, as they always do.
Always. After getting the chip, they're ambushed at an abandoned factory.
It's brutal, chaotic. And Jakande, who's cleverly allied himself with Shaw,
he gets the God's Eye back. And during the fight, Mr. Nobody gets badly wounded.
Needs immediate extraction, leaving Dom and the crew isolated again, on the back foot.
It ratchets up the tension. Shows that even when they score a win, the combined threat is still evolving, still one step ahead.
Classic narrative escalation. And through all this chaos, the heart remains the ensemble cast.
To carry these films, Vin Diesel as Dom, the patriarch. Family above all. His quiet strength, his loyalty. He anchors it.
And Paul Walker as Brian, the former cop now navigating fatherhood, trying to embrace that quieter life. His journey is just so central.
From outsider to integral family member. It's one of the franchise's most enduring arcs.
Then there's Dwayne Johnson as Hobbs, the formidable DSS agent. Sheer physical presence, no-nonsense attitude, a reluctant but reliable ally.
And Michelle Rodriguez as Letty, on that poignant journey, regaining her memories. A symbol of love and resilience?
Can't forget the supporting players who add so much flavor.
Definitely not. Tyrese Gibson as Roman Pierce.
Providing the comic relief.
And Ludacris as Tej Parker, the tech genius. Their banter is essential. Roman's fear versus the team's bravery.
Well, Tej is the calm, analytical one. Indispensable.
And Jordana Brewster as Mia, Dom's sister, Brian's wife.
Yeah.
Pregnant with her second child. She represents that domestic anchor, what they're fighting for.
And the newer faces in this one. Natalie Emanuel as Ramsey.
The brilliant hacktivist they rescue. Her skills with God's eye are crucial.
Jirmon Hunsu is menacing as Moj Jakonde, the terrorist.
And then the fighters. Tony Jari Sakit, Ronda Rousey as Kara.
Bringing incredible martial arts expertise, formidable opponents, real physical challenges for the heroes. It's a truly global, dynamic cast.
Okay, so we've covered the plot, the characters, but now let's really push the limits. Let's talk about the spectacle, the stunts, and the huge production challenges Furious 7 faced.
This film, maybe more than any other, is known for its commitment to practical effects. That's why these stunts feel so visceral, so real to you watching.
That's such a crucial point. The stunt coordinator, Spiro Rosatos.
Who also did Fast 5 and 6. A legend.
Right. He was adamant about using practical effects over CGI whenever possible. He believed it enhanced the audience's emotional investment.
His philosophy was simple. Make it feel real. Immerse the audience in the danger, the exhilaration.
He even said it would be hard to top what they achieved here. That tells you something about the effort involved.
And the most iconic, just mind-boggling example, that car airdrop.
From the C-130 Hercules, we're not talking miniatures here.
No. Real, modified cars dropped from 12,000 feet over the Arizona desert. It wasn't just a quick shot. It was this huge, meticulous operation.
Took months of prep. Figuring out camera mounts that wouldn't break on impact. Figuring out how to safely get the cars out of the plane mid-flight.
They did 6 dry runs with single cars first.
Imagine the planning. And during the actual shoots, over 10 cameras rolling simultaneously.
On the ground, remote cams inside the plane, mounted outside the cars.
A helicopter with Rosatos monitoring. Helmet cams on 3 skydivers jumping with the cars.
That's insane. Picture being one of those skydivers navigating around plummeting vehicles.
Falling at 130, 140 miles per hour. They used GPS-enabled parachutes, deploying at 5,000 feet. And incredibly, 70% of the cars landed perfectly in the drop zone.
Remarkable precision. What about the close-ups of the actors inside?
That was clever. They used a giant 360-degree gimbal rig against a green screen. It simulated the car tumbling through the air, giving the actors that realistic chaos, letting the cameras get immersive shots.
And the impact, the crash itself.
A pulley system. Drop the cars 6-10 feet. Stuntmen inside revving the engines at 35-40 mile per hour, so they hit the ground sliding at speed. Looked authentic.
And the cranes holding them.
Removed later with CGI. So yeah, some digital cleanup, background enhancement. But the core drop, the physics, that was real. It gives it that visceral quality.
Another moment showing that practical commitment, Brian's bus plunge.
Where he leaps off that bus, teetering on a cliff edge.
That was a stuntman doing the actual jump. No CGI for the leap itself.
Which is incredible, especially when you hear that the studio initially wanted them to film in Georgia and just add the woods digitally.
For tax breaks, right, but Rosatos refused.
He argued audiences would know subconsciously if it was fake. It would lessen the impact. He prioritized the action's integrity.
Speaks volumes about the artistic approach. And we have to mention the Lycan Hypersport jump.
Through the 3 skyscrapers in Abu Dhabi, that $3.4 million car.
Though they use a less expensive model for the actual stunt destruction, right?
Yeah, thankfully. But the visual of seeing that rare, exclusive car get demolished, powerful. Showed how extreme they were willing to go for spectacle.
How many cars did they end up using and destroying overall?
Get this, 340 cars used in production, over 230 completely destroyed.
Wow.
That mountain highway chase alone took out over 40 vehicles, just sheer vehicular carnage.
And remarkably, only about 10% of the action was CGI, mostly wire removal backgrounds.
Exactly, which gives you a sense of the physical effort. It took over 3,500 man-days just to complete the stunts.
Staggering, the dedication of hundreds of stunt performers, coordinators, crew.
Which brings us to the unforeseen and utterly tragic challenge that fundamentally reshaped this film.
Paul Walker's death.
On November 30, 2013, during a production break for Thanksgiving. A single vehicle accident. Just devastating news.
Sent shockwaves everywhere. Cast, crew, the whole industry.
Universal immediately put production on indefinite hold. There was so much uncertainty, just collective grief. Could they even continue without him?
James Wan said finishing the movie was the last thing on his mind initially. He was shell-shocked.
You can only imagine the emotional toll. They really were a family. They lost a brother.
But after some time, after mourning and careful thought, the decision was made.
To complete the film, as one said, it became about honoring Paul's legacy, his memory. It transformed the production.
It wasn't just a blockbuster anymore. It was a tribute, a shared act of remembrance.
About closure and respect, not just box office.
And the way they handled Brian O'Connor's character, it was groundbreaking, really.
Instead of killing him off, which might have been narratively easier.
They chose a respectful retirement from the franchise.
And to achieve this, they brought in the best. Peter Jackson's Weta Digital.
Famous for Dahlem, Caesar and Planet of the Apes, masters of blending digital effects with human performance.
They were uniquely suited for this incredibly delicate task, and their approach was multifaceted.
Using Paul's brothers, Caleb and Cody, as stand-ins was key.
Their resemblance, their mannerisms. It gave Weta a physical base. They didn't have to recreate his entire body digitally.
How many effect shots were needed for Walker's likeness in the end?
An astonishing 350 visual effect shots. 260 used a computer-generated face, meticulously composited onto his brothers or stunt doubles, and the other 90, they cleverly repurposed unused footage of Paul from outtakes or even older fast films.
That blend of real performance and digital artistry, it's fascinating. You see technology used not just for spectacle, but for this deeply human emotional purpose.
It shows how far VFX had come, but also the extraordinary lengths they went to honor him, prioritizing emotional resonance. A technical challenge became an act of remembrance.
Okay, let's shift gears into that emotional core, the film's final act, the big battle for Los Angeles.
High stakes, action-packed. And Dom's plan becomes very personal, sacrificial almost.
He decides to confront Deckard Shaw alone, face-to-face, his vendetta, while the rest focus on protecting Ramsey and stopping Gikandade with the God's Eye.
That division underscores the gravity of both threats. It sets up this two-pronged attack, reflecting their strengths.
And Brian has that really poignant moment with Mia beforehand.
Yeah, promising to fully dedicate himself to their family after this one last job.
It's bittersweet, knowing what we know. It foreshadows his peaceful retirement, adds this layer of melancholy.
And just when things look overwhelming, Hobbs returns.
Fan favorite moment. Busting out of the hospital, sling off.
Totally defiant. Takes down a drone with an ambulance, then rips a machine gun off it to take down another.
Pure Hobbs. It's that surge of support they desperately need. A real cheer moment.
The climax unfolds across L.A., Brian fighting Keat hand-to-hand.
Ultimately winning and disabling God's Eye by hijacking that signal tower, letting Ramsey shut it down.
While Dom and Deckard have this brutal, primal brawl in a collapsing parking garage. Raw, personal.
But Gikanda interrupts in his helicopter, attacking both of them.
And Dom, thinking fast, uses the distraction. In that ultimate Fast and Furious move.
Crashes his Charger into a helicopter with grenades attached, launches himself out.
Just as Hobbs fires the killing shot from street level, boom, helicopter destroyed, Gikandi dead, maximum impact.
Pure cinematic spectacle. And after the chaos,
Brian and Hobbs help Letty get to Dom's unconscious body. And then that powerful moment.
Letty cradling him, revealing she's got her memories back, including their wedding.
It brings her arc to such a satisfying close. He regains consciousness. Their bond reaffirmed. A key emotional thread tied up.
And Shaw, the guy who started it all.
Arrested by Hobbs in the CIA. Imprisoned in a black site. Closure, at least for this film's conflict.
But the real heart of the film, what makes it transcend, it's what comes next. Brian's farewell.
Yeah, the retirement. The team relaxing on that tropical beach. Acknowledging Brian's happy ending with Mia, Jack, and the baby on the way.
It's quiet, reflective. Sets up that final sequence beautifully, prioritizing his peace, his continuity, honoring the character and the actor.
And then the see you again sequence. Just iconic, moved millions.
Dom driving away alone, Brian catching up in the white Supra.
Driving parallel, sunset behind them, no dialogue needed. Just that shared glance, the acknowledgement of their bond.
And the final symbolic parting of ways as their roads diverge. That, plus the dedication for Paul.
It was just a profound, respectful, tear-jerking tribute, allowing both character and actor a graceful exit.
And the song itself, Wiz Khalifa featuring Charlie Puth's See You Again.
It became inextricably linked, not just a soundtrack song, a global phenomenon, an anthem.
It resonated deeply. Best-selling song of 2015 worldwide, huge sales and streams.
Its success, its impact as a memorial, undeniable. The lyrics, melody, placement, perfect capture of loss and remembrance, a cultural touchstone.
And that profound emotional resonance definitely fueled its incredible box office success.
Oh, massively. Furious 7 grossed over $1.515 billion worldwide, against a budget around $250 million.
At the time, third highest grossing film of 2015, fourth highest ever. Those aren't just numbers, they're a global connection.
It was record-breakingly fast, too. Fastest film to hit $1 billion just 17 days.
Huge opening weekend in North America, over $147 million. Set records. Became the highest grossing fast film domestically in just 10 days.
Shows the anticipation, the emotional investment audiences had, knowing the circumstances.
And internationally, an absolute juggernaut.
Especially in China. Earned a stunning $391 million there, became the highest grossing foreign film ever at the time.
Just proved how those themes, family, loyalty, action, resonated globally, far beyond its American roots.
Critically, it also did really well. Wasn't just commercial success.
Got positive reviews, right? 82% on Rotten Tomatoes, which is still the highest in the franchise.
And a respectable 67 on Metacritic.
Yeah.
Generally favorable.
Yeah.
That critical acclaim validated its artistic merit, too.
Critics praise the action, sure, pushing the boundaries.
But what really stood out was the poignant tribute to Walker. They consistently highlighted that.
How his death added that unexpected dramatic weight, reinforcing the family theme, made it genuine, deeply felt.
It wasn't just good action. It was action infused with heart. Resonated on a deeper level.
And it won awards, too, right?
Yeah. People's Choice for Favorite Movie and Action Movie, Saturn Award for Best Action Venture, and See You Again got multiple awards too. Underscored its cultural significance.
So Furious 7 wasn't just an ending, in a way. It had a lasting legacy.
Absolutely. Provided that fitting, emotional farewell, but also successfully paved the way for more films. Ensured the franchise's longevity.
It basically kicked off a new trilogy, Fate of the Furious, F9, Fast X, with Fast XI coming.
It honored its past while confidently blazing a trail for the future. Showed the saga's adaptability and enduring appeal.
So we've reached the checkered flag on our deep dive into Furious 7. Looking back, it really did transcend its genre.
Started as high-octane entertainment, but circumstances transformed it.
Into something far more profound, a personal tribute, a communal act of healing, a testament to those bonds on and off screen.
It showed the franchise could connect emotionally beyond just the cars and stunts. Paul Walker's passing undeniably shaped and elevated it, gave it that indelible meaning.
It really proved that the family theme wasn't just a plot device. It was real, core to the production. Its impact resonated with millions.
Makes it unforgettable in pop culture history, not just for the action, but for its heart. A powerful example of art reflecting life.
Creating something more meaningful than maybe even intended.
And this brings up something for you, the listener, to think about. Furious 7 showed that even with impossible stunts and villains, the strongest force is heart, those unbreakable family bonds.
So for your drive or your next quiet moment, mull this over. Given how art reflects life, what other films or stories have resonated with you because of that unexpected connection to real-world events? Or maybe because of genuine relationships behind the scenes that translated so powerfully to the screen.
How does knowing the story behind the story change how you experience the art itself? Something to consider.
Thank you for diving deep with us today.